Morning, everybody. It's like 5:40 in the morning, so it is super early, but I wanted to go on and get this recorded because I am tired today, as you can see. I slept good last night, but, just tired. Yesterday was really good. I didn't get a video recorded, but I had a really long talk with my friend who was really struggling with some issues there on consent. And it wasn't like anything bad happened, but it was a space of, through the whole circumstance, I think I learned more about consent. Like in my life, a lot of my hurt comes from people taking my consent away and taking my no away and not allowing me to say no, and me feeling like I couldn't say no. And so a lot of the lessons that I've learned coming back into community, I guess that God's teaching me, is that I can say no, that I can set boundaries for myself, that I can live in a healthy kind of like state for myself. And I'm still learning those lessons, obviously, not perfectly learning them, but just praying through them and asking God to restore my consent, to restore my ability to say no, to restore my ability to protect myself, which is, I believe it's very godly, and very whole and healthy to set boundaries around ourselves so that we can keep ourselves safe, from sin and all of that stuff. Like, that's important, situations that we know are not good for us. We can set a healthy boundary and say, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to do that. I think it kind of equates to like David walking on the roof. He should have been off at war. It was during a time where kings go to war and David stayed behind. And that's when he fell into like mega sin, with Bathsheba and a murder and losing his child ultimately. So I'm learning a lot about like being in the right place that I'm supposed to be in, as opposed to the wrong place. And then also being able to put boundaries around my own heart and myself and say, I'm not going to put myself in a situation that I know is not good for me. Like I never want to have so much confidence in myself that I want to have confidence in God. I don't want to have confidence in myself. I don't want to trust that I can somehow stand by putting myself in stupid situations. It's going to just make me fall. So it's kind of what I learned yesterday, is just consent, self-consent, saying no, like allowing myself to say no and allowing myself to set boundaries in my life and allowing myself to walk with God on my journey. And that's the other thing too about coming to the Stirring and going through this Emerge program, is it's very much like an inner healing program, a discipleship and an inner healing program. And I'm learning through what I'm going through now that it's okay for me to say no. It's okay for me to put walls and boundaries up that I'm not ready for, that I'm not comfortable with. That's okay. That I don't need to do what everybody else is doing, that I can just really be faithful in that. So just about consent today. Talk to y'all later.